Hello again, Haggerty Facebook audience. Brad Phillips here with Colin Comer. We're in the desert. We've been here at Scottsdale Auction Week for
a week.
Geez, is it a month? Yeah. We've been here a month. And we're now at the Pavilions car show, which is this insane, it's got to be 1,000 cars here, something like that. And it's a giant cars and coffee style thing. You've got all these locals that have brought cars to show and to buy and to sell. Colin and I are kind of in heaven, but we're really just loose, just wandering through and just seeing what we see.
Yeah, and not actual size.
Yeah, you may notice Matt's not using a giant fisheye lens. This is actually a 4 times scale Willys Jeep, which is really neat. The owner's up there. He obviously built this to do parties and stuff like that with. And from the flyers inside, it does appear to be for sale. So,
oh, maybe you should make an offer.
Maybe I should. I could live in it when I bring it home and my wife throws me out. That'll be just perfect.
I'm not going to make a big Willie joke.
That's right. Yeah, I think they're all over it, so it's fine. Yeah, but this is fun. And Colin with his business, Colin's Classic Autos, is this the kind of place that you find inventory sometimes?
Once in a while. I mean, I used to live out here in Scottsdale, and I've been coming to this show for 25 years when it was a much smaller affair. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool because during auction week, it becomes a completely different place. So typically this is a cruise in, like a nighttime cruise in. People come here 3, 4, or 5 o'clock. During auction week, they're here 3, 4, or 5 o'clock the day before, getting their parking spot, covering their car up, putting the for sale sign on the seat,
wow.
Coming back the next day, because typically there'll be 10 or 20% of the cars here for sale. But during auction week, you flip that. 20% of the cars might not be for sale.
Okay.
So it is kind of cool because these are people that, a lot of people here know. Everybody's in town for the auctions. People are here to buy cars. Maybe they didn't find what they wanted at the auction.
Yeah.
So they hear about this local car show and they come here, and there is the rule, no for sale signs on show cars. However, they put them on the seat. As long as they're not visible.
Oh, that's
So that's
funny.
kind of the deal. So
okay.
You'll see people walking on these cars and walking up to them, hey, I like that car, and they go look on the seat, and there's no for sale sign, and they walk away and they look at the next one. So should we take a walk through?
Oh my God, and really we have no prep other than we decide we just start here because we walked to...
Remember the time we did the prep for one of these?
No.
Yeah,
that's a great point. Yeah. We've never prepped for one of these in our lives. Let's go walk
If
around.
we prepped, it would really stink.
That's right.
Okay, so pick one.
Oh, okay. So
Anyone.
You've got a little desert cruiser. Looks like they've got some modern air conditioning there. Kind of a helpful thing
Look at the
for the
seat,
desert. I don't see any for sale signs.
Okay.
So that's a show car.
Look at
That's
the next
a guy
one.
just
Let's see,
coming
look at
on down the
Carmen
line. Nice Carmen Ghia with some flames on it. That's a lot of
Flaming
work,
gas
actually.
tank. That's
Again, there is nothing
How
on the
appropriate.
seat.
okay. So if I may,
Yeah, I was going to say, did you make the note about the flames on the gas tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice foreshadowing.
if I can pick one, I love that. Looks like 66 big block vet coupe.
Yeah.
Trophy blue.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm with you on that one. Is it for sale?
There's a lot of documentation on the seats. I would believe that if you would ask it, the answer would be yes.
Yeah. But a lot of people do love to show this, to say it's real, it's real. It's just what you see is how it was built.
That's pretty awesome, though. Great color, side pipes.
Yeah.
It looks like my daughter is chiming in asking where Balloon Guy Steve is. Balloon Guy Steve, kind of a local legend here, makes balloon animals at the car show. Remington, Balloon Guy Steve has not been located yet, but he may be here a little later. So if I see him, I'll say hi.
So one of my favorite things to do when I look at Corvettes was it born with side pipes or was it not born with side pipes?
Right.
So you can look. There's a little tell right at the front edge. And what I see is that there's a little tiny lip left right there.
Yeah.
That I believe means that was cut off and this was originally a rear exhaust car.
Oh my God, who's close to your feet, Dave?
What do you think? And I
Let's
don't
see
see it
here.
there, but these are, you can reproduce these, but I don't see
No, it's not on there.
side off. So this was added at some
Side
point.
pipes, which is common.
Yeah, which is very
A lot
common.
of
And,
guys like the sound.
again, my dad's got one of these things and he did the same thing to it. So really neat and they sound awesome.
They do.
Yep.
Except if you're on a 1,000-mile rally, they don't sound so awesome at the end of the day.
We have a note. Brad, you need another car. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, I need another car like that.
We all need another car.
I got to sell a car.
Never enough cars.
I need to maybe sell 2 cars to buy what I'm interested in.
Let's look down there. Is that a 72 Trans Am or a couple of early Trans Am?
Yeah, this is kind of funny. You've got kind of the Pontiac schnoz section here, kind of poking out a little more than some of the other cars.
Here's a seat for you to look at, Matt. '69 Trans Am, white with the parchment interior, kind of cool combo.
So when you lived here in Arizona,
Yes.
did you see more light-colored cars? When people restore them or buy them, are they looking for more light-colored cars for sun reflection and a little less heat?
That used to be a thing, but after a while, air conditioning and everything's air conditioned out here. So if you get too hot in your car, you just go inside a grocery store because those are always 40 below zero in the summer.
A lot of people hiding in that Target over there.
Yes. And look at what do you have here? Got a 455 HO, air-conditioned Trans Am with the note on the seat. 72 Trans Am, 455 HO auto AC, $69,000. Brad,
I don't know.
what's unique about a 72 Trans Am?
Well, you're going to put me on the spot here,
I
so
am.
I really don't know what specifically about a 72.
Compared to what came after, what's different? This is a quiz. I'm giving you a big hint.
Well, would it be the stripes?
It would be the stripes.
Wow, I
Last
picked
year,
right up on
last
that.
year of the stripes. Last year of blending and being subtle in a Trans Am. After that, you got the full hood bird. So kind of cool. I like these ones with the blue stripes on them, or especially and I like the Lucerne blue card as well. Lucerne blue ones are really cool.
So if you're restoring one of these bumpers, are they hard to deal with? Because this is that
Yes.
elastomeric stuff,
Yeah,
right?
the Enduro nose is always
Yeah.
tough. They shrink and they crack and they're hard to get fitted right. This one fits really nice. So cool stuff. These are great handling cars. So let's keep walking around. What else we have here?
Cool modern motor in there.
Nice Cadillac.
I like the Cadillac. It's funny, you've got the one lone 930 turbo over there. Actually, and that's right next to, you got a Mustang convertible over there.
DeLorean. Have you been driving a DeLorean lately?
As a matter of fact, I've been driving one of these a lot of the week.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
I really enjoy the thing. I've learned a lot about it.
What did you learn?
Well, interestingly, in a lot of cars, when you're going to go to reverse, you push down or pull a toggle. This, you pull the whole shift knob up and over and back to get it to engage, which I thought that was pretty fun.
And didn't come off in your hand?
It did not. Well, it sort of did the first day, but we fixed it.
Okay, good.
Because there's a linkage that pivots like this, and actually that bolt broke, and we had to send it to a shop, and we had it fixed, and then it was back in action for us. So that was
Okay.
kind of a little thing. I think my impression of a DeLorean was that it was going to be really, really slow, and it wasn't. It's a 2.8 liter Renault drivetrain,
Hoosier
right?
Renault Volvo, yep.
Yeah, and I
Shared-
really, really
shared
enjoyed it. It was
drivetrain.
torquey, and I think it was fun. And the
You
AC
know,
worked great.
My people, the Irish, they really know how to build a car. don't
That's
they?
right. Is this the only car that they built? How many other cars were built in Ireland?
I don't know, but how many were built well? Yeah, there was a little civil unrest during this time and all that stuff, the troubles and and then this is after they ran out of potatoes and almost everybody died. It was
I think
it's
this
a
is
bad
quite
deal.
a bit past the potato famine
Right,
days when they were
but we
building these
remember.
cars. You remember.
Yeah, never run out of potatoes is the moral of the story.
Well, we're learning a lot today on today's live stream. Here we go. All right, now
And
here we
beer
go.
that
Here's,
looks like motor oil. You need
here's
beer
what
that
I
looks
like.
motor oil.
so look, so this is a little Ranchero.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. So if you guys remember the Redline rebuild Ford 289 that we did, I guess it was a couple of years ago now, something like
Right.
that. That's actually a motor that I own. And I have it in my garage, and the plan for this was to eventually swap it back into the, I gotta change channels on you. What happened? It just went wild.
Stand by.
Standing by for a great story we're in the middle of, and we're getting some interference. A lot of fun of a live. Good? We have our audio back? Okay, we have our audio
Actually, I
back.
turned off your mic. I was tired of listening to you.
This is earlier than normal. So we've got this motor. This is an early 289. So there was a transition between you had 260s, and then the first 289s all had a 5-bolt pattern bell housing.
64, 65.
Yeah, and then for
Mustangs.
noise and vibration, all that stuff, they went to a 6-bolt. So
Right.
what I need, if I'm not going to put that motor and swap it back in my Sunbeam Tiger, which takes that early 260 style bell housing, I need an early 260 or 289 equipped something else. Now, a 64 or early 65 Falcon or Fairlane or Ranchero would
Right.
fit, right?
Yes.
So if I wanted to buy one of these that was basically a runner and it had a stock drivetrain in it, I've got that really nice 289
Good
that I
hot
could
rod
just
motor.
put in it, and we can just go have some fun with it and some more Haggerty adventures.
What's it say on the seat?
Well, let's just see. Is there a seat here? Nope, I don't see a seat. I see, oh wait, there's a phone number, 19K. I see a penciled in 19K. I have some friends, the Crearys from New York, that they use a Ranchero like this for Great Race every year. They have put thousands and thousands of miles on it, and they
Yes.
just love it because if something breaks, you can coast into the nearest Napa or whoever,
Right.
fix it, and you are back on the
Familiar
road.
with
Just
it.
bulletproof sort of cars.
$19,000, Brad. You can find a home for your hot rod 5-bolt.
I don't think that's a terrible idea.
No.
Like if you had
No.
an old engine like that, what would you do? Well, you'd probably buy a 260 Cobra.
I'd probably do the same thing. Well, the other, you know what else I would do? I would just buy a 6-bolt bell housing because then I could,
Good morning, Diane.
you know, use a 6-bolt engine. You can put the 5-bolt bell housing in anything. You can put a 6-bolt bell housing. You know, it's just the bell housing is going to adapt your 5-bolt or 6-bolt engine to the same transmission.
Yeah, but that seems like such a cheaper and less complicated way to do
Yes.
it. I mean, that's hardly interesting to me.
How dare I apply logic to your life?
Exactly. Who was it we were talking to the other day? It was actually Matt, our illustrious social media leader and cameraman, who said he usually crushes most ideas with logic.
Yes.
I think you've just done that.
Dream killer.
That's right. We're
So-
not here to make any sense. Come
Now-
on.
Typically, I mean, it's a good mix of cars here. A bunch of Chevelles, and you look over here, a couple early Broncos.
Which are hot right now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you were watching a lot of the auctions
I
this week.
was.
Were these moving as quick as we thought they were going to move?
Yes. Yes. I mean, early Broncos have obviously been popular for a long time, and now they're getting popular and very valuable.
And stock, modified, does it seem to matter? People are just buying all of them, right?
There are people like stock and there are people like modified. So seems like, you know, a lot of modified ones at Barrett Jackson are doing very well. $75,000 to $100,000 is kind of the norm, which is crazy for me, for a guy who used to, you know, plow snow with one of these things and had to,
Right.
you know,
The
use
Bronco killer.
a bungee cord to keep the doors shut.
This is pretty slick, actually. Look at that nice modern powertrain in it.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks.
5-liter EFI,
Yep.
later injected motor, good swap, popular swap. You know, power brakes, power steering.
That's neat. And there are a bunch of aftermarket companies now that are taking these. They strip them down to bare nothing and
Yes.
rebuild them every nut
Yes,
and bolt
any way you
as,
want.
as a beautiful modern vehicle. That's great.
Look at the little Triumph.
Now, see, I've had a TR3. I had an A. This is an early TR3.
Yeah,
and it's
small
called
mouth.
small mouth.
Great color.
Mine was. I found it surprisingly fast.
Apparently you find a lot of things surprisingly fast. I need to take you for a ride and show you what surprisingly fast is.
I could probably use that. But I remember I had to do it. I bought it. It was terrible. It was all rusted out. It was really bad. And it needed a head gasket. And I put a new head gasket in it and drove it until it just wouldn't stop overheating. And I sold it. I traded it to a guy for a TR6 that was already done. And he called me and told me, yeah, it just had a bad water pump.
Yeah.
I literally had chased. I mean, I never ceased messing with it. It was just the water pump. So there you go. Should probably start with simple.
And I love these, you know, TR2s, TR3s. The only problem I have is if you look at the side of the car and the cut down doors, the low doors.
Yeah.
The problem is I have these arms that came from an orangutan. So if I drive one of these, I end up, losing a finger or something because I just end up touching the ground. It's too easy.
You could put on those motorcycle racing gloves, that they sort of, so if you touch it to the
right.
pavement.
Yes, and what I didn't realize, maybe I could drive one of these because if it stalled or something, I had to get out of traffic, I could just
That's great.
reach down and get it out of the way.
I'm picturing Eddie Murphy. What was the movie he had? He was on the box.
Right.
Come on, what was
Trading
that? Trading
Places.
Places.
Yeah, I'm blind. I have no legs.
That's it.
Yeah.
Again, it's this kind of conversation
Right.
that people want to hear about.
We're really broadening people's horizons today.
That's right.
On this live video.
I've seen a
Thankfully,
lot
they're
of
in
tri-power GTOs. You know, that's pretty cool. Or is that even? Is that a GTO? I guess it is.
It's not a GTO.
No,
it's bigger. So
It is.
wide
That's
track.
a Catalina.
Right.
Oh.
There you go. You're killing it with the Pontiac knowledge,
Aren't I?
Brad.
I've only owned one Pontiac, that '91 Firebird that we bought for the.
Yeah.
the
Did you get rid of the
magazine article.
jorts?
Yes, the jorts are still a fashion choice I'm being maligned for on a weekly basis.
But this is what's great about Pavilions. You know, smallmouth TR3, Catalina, early Z car, Porsches, Camaros, you know, mid-year Corvettes, Mustangs, hot rods, Broncos. This is like
This early 911 row over there, you can see some
Yes.
nice long
and the best
hoods
thing
over
is
there.
you go to the auction, it's hard to park. You got to pay to get in. If you're just out here to look at cars, here you pull up, you park at Home Depot, or you park at Target, and you walk in here, and constantly throughout the day it rotates. People come in, they stay for 3 or 4 hours, they move out, another car takes its spot. So this is truly a great car show. And it's also a little dangerous for guys like us because sometimes you can buy stuff. Like last year, I came here and bought a Scout that was, you know, the one we used for the bull market.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That came from the Pavilions car show in 2019.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, so there was another interesting thing that happened earlier that we'll hit on really quick here. Colin was looking at a Ford truck.
Yes.
And this is when having a lot of knowledge right at either at your fingertips or in your head helped you, because you were looking at, it was a really interesting spec truck, and then you talked to the owner and figured out that it wasn't really what he even thought it was.
I didn't. I only talked to the owner. We were in the short rows of negotiating. We were a couple $100 apart from what I offered and what he wanted, and we were talking about going to the bank to get the money. And I thought, because we were a couple $100 apart, I'm going to take one last look at this truck and just make sure, because it was a really interesting spec. 1977 Ford F-150. Short bed, 460 4-barrel V8, automatic, cruise control, air conditioning,
Okay.
Ranger package, which had the stripes, like the coolest spec you could ever picture. A short bed, big block,
Yeah.
air conditioned,
Sure.
great truck. And so I looked underneath just to take another look, and I noticed a little bit of a weld poking out on the frame. And I looked at the other side and found a little bit of a weld on the frame right behind the cab there too. And I looked at the Marty report and it said 133-inch wheelbase. Because I already looked at the Marty report and verified it was red, had a 460,
yeah.
all this stuff. And then looked at the Marty report, it said 133-inch wheelbase. And I thought, that's longer than a short bed truck. And I Googled it to confirm. And it was a long bed truck that was cut and shortened to a short bed truck.
Interesting.
So thankfully,
Yeah, and he didn't know. He had
he
bought
didn't know.
it.
He
was
bought
gonna
it. He bought it on
flip
Craigslist in Tennessee and shipped
Yeah.
it here to sell it.
Sure.
And so it was a cool truck, and we both agreed a 460 short bed truck was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it seemed very odd because I never saw one before.
Okay.
So, you know, looking underneath, you gotta look. You gotta
Yeah.
before you hand over the cash.
And that's really cool. And we've talked about that before, about make sure if you're looking at anything, whether it's an auction or a parking lot or going even something maybe your friend owns,
Right.
do your homework and make sure it is what it is, because there's 50 years in between when these things were built
Yes.
sometimes, and you never know what's been done to it.
And no matter what it says on the car, on the for sale sign, like that truck said, one owner, unrestored, low mile. You know. So I apologize to my wife, who I almost had a cool truck for you, because she really wants an old truck to drive around, and I thought that was it, but unfortunately, it had gone through the shortening factory, and we don't do that.
Well, look, so we're going to do this for a good long while today. Colin and I are going to walk around and talk to car owners and see what's for sale and see what we like, and I think we're going to regroup later on in the day. But this is beautiful. It's beautiful weather. A lot of cars to see. We've just scratched the surface.
Right. And dogs.
And
to
dogs.
see.
But wherever you are, if you have time today, go out and enjoy a car. Share an experience with somebody. Just like we always say, if there's a kid that brightens their eyes when
Yep.
they see what you've got, let them go sit in the car. Keep this hobby going. That's what we're trying to do today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're enjoying the sunshine and the cars, and it's a good day to be a car guy.
Yep, that's
or
right.
girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Yep. See you later.
Every